What up, nerds? Welcome back to the Nerdy Narrative. My name is Leslie Smith, and today we are going to do one of my favorite things that I like to do on this channel, which is where I get to show you my TBR for the month of June. In June, I'm participating in the Make Your Myth Taker readathon, and then Ramsey from the Rajathon channel has also got a reading challenge for June that I'm going to participate in as well. So let's get into it. We're going to do the Make Your Myth Taker readathon books first. This is a very in-depth readathon. There are so many different paths that you can choose to take, and then once you get to the third prompt, if you decide you no longer want to continue that path, you can at that point choose a different one, but you have to choose the one that it matches up to. For the full details and breakdown of how this works, I'm going to link the announcement video that Ashley put up on her channel below for you to take a look. I chose the Rogue category, and under the Rogue category, I'm taking the Assassin path. At this point, I do not intend to change my path later when I'm able to. I fully intend to continue this path from beginning to end. So the first prompt is, let a friend pick your first book to read. So I took to Twitter. My dear friend Lena from the Sufficiently Advanced Lena channel stepped up to the challenge. She knows my taste very well. She gave me a choice between three. One I'm saving for a read along that I'm starting also this in June. The other two she gave me, it was an easy choice to go with Pines by Blake Crouch, which I'm also going to buddy read with Kayla from Crack Into a Good Book. So June 1st, this puppy's coming out, and I fully expect to read it in a day. For the second prompt on the Assassin path for Make Your Myth Taker, it is read a book with a dark cover. And for that one, I chose The Outsider by Stephen King. I'm really looking forward to reading this one. Ever since I read Stephen King's short story collection recently, I have been obsessed with reading everything that is about Holly Gibney. I am getting out of order. I know that the Ralph Anderson trilogy came first. I don't care. I wanted to read this one first, and that's what I'm gonna do. So the next prompt for Make Your Myth Taker is read a secret book. The idea is you choose a book to read. You don't tell anyone what it is until after you've read it. So this is the one I chose. I guarantee you none of you would ever guess in a million years what this book is. But if you want to try, head on down to the comments below and place your bets. And the last prompt for Make Your Myth Taker is a quick read. I recently made a purchase based off a review I saw on Brad Proctor's challenge, and it came in a couple of days ago, and when I pulled it out, I saw it. It would be the perfect book for this prompt, and that would be The Resurrectionist by Michael Patrick Hicks. I recently did a review on his book Revolver, so if you saw that review, you know I absolutely loved that book, and after seeing Brad's review of The Resurrectionist, I am of the opinion this author is going to be an insta-buy for me, so I am really excited to read this one. That cover is so cool. After I saw the cover art of this book, the physical copy was the only way I was going to go because I love it. And so those are all the books that are going to satisfy the Make Your Myth Taker readathon. Again, the announcement video about that readathon I'll have in the description box. So next, let's talk about the books that I chose for Ramsey's readathon. So the first book for the reading challenge is something about a paranormal detective. That one was a really easy choice for me. As most of you know, I've been rereading the Dresden Files, and I'm doing that as part of a read-along where we read one book per month. So June is book 4, Summer Night by Jim Butcher, and this one is one that I really enjoyed. It has been an absolute blast rereading this series. There's 15 books out, and just knowing how the characters get developed over time, going back and meeting them again for the first time and going through the journey that developed them into what they are currently has just been so enjoying, so satisfying. It's just heartwarming is what it is. If you have read all of the Dresden books, you're current. I did recently put up a Dresden prediction bingo video, which was a lot of fun. And so I'm gonna link that in the cards for you to check out if you missed it. And basically I just made a bingo square of things that I think will happen in Peace Talks or Battlegrounds when they come out this year. So for the second part of Ramsey's reading challenge, it is read a book about first contact. At the time he put out his video with the reading challenge, which I'll also put up in the cards here for you, I was in the middle of If It Bleeds. I was in love with Holly Gibney, and I knew, you know, it has some spoilers in that story about the outsider, and I asked him, I was like, hey, would that book qualify as a first contact since he had read it? And he said yes. So the second book for Ramsey's challenge, I'm gonna double dip with the Make Your Myth Taker readathon, and it's gonna be The Outsider for me. So if you've been around the channel for a while, you know how I roll. I generally get a little overly ambitious with my monthly TBRs. So as a lot of you know, I am working my way through the Faithful and the Fallen series by John Gwynne, and I've read the first 3 books. And the third book really hit me hard. So hopefully in the month of June, I will be able to finally put myself back together in order to finish up the series. And the 4th and final book is Wrath. I am fully intending on reading it in June. I hope that I am able to repair myself emotionally in order to get this series finished this month. So I fully intend to continue the Rift War cycle in the month of June with Magician Master. This is a fantastic series. Book 1 in this series was so amazing that it really made me believe this was probably going to be one of my most favorite fantasy series of all time. One of. There's a lot. And then finally, The Way of Kings. This will be a reread for me because if you've been around for a minute, you know that I read this book a couple of months ago, and you're probably going, why in the world are you already rereading it? Well, if you'll remember, when I read it the first time, I wanted to actually immediately flip back to the first page and read it again. It was that good. It is my favorite book. When I saw that some of my most favorite people in the booktube community were hosting a read-along for the Stormlight Archives, hashtag Stormalong 2020, I had to jump on board. Stormalong 2020 begins June 1st, where we start reading Brandon Sanderson's The Way of Kings. I will link the announcement videos below. Go check out Christy Lewis. She's got a link to her Facebook where we're all congregating there to discuss it as we read it. But the plan is we're gonna read the first 3 books of the Stormlight Archives so that we are ready for Rhythm of War when it comes out in November. So I learned in May that I kind of bit off more than I could chew with that TBR. So I toned it down a little. I really shouldn't have any issue completing all of these books. I'm really looking forward to all of them. There's so many good books that I can't even tell you where I want to start. Like I cannot wait to read The Way of Kings again. I can't wait to read, I am so looking forward to reading The Outsider by Stephen King. I can't wait to continue the Rift War cycle and then finish up The Faithful and the Fallen. Start the Wayward Pines trilogy by Blake Crouch and The Resurrectionist by Michael Patrick Hicks. The Secret Book, I'm not as excited about, so it'll probably be last. Got any ideas what that might be yet? Thank you for stopping by today. Drop me a comment below. Tell me what you're planning to read in June. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll see you soon.